Callum, we're in Manchester ahead of your long-awaited comeback. Just tell us a bit about how frustrating it's been being out there on the sideline.
Yeah, it's, obviously every fighter wants to fight and earn money, and my first year I was quite busy, so I was fighting every month, enough, and to go from that to sitting out for 6 months, and it's not as if I was in the gym 6 months waiting. I couldn't really punch for 5 out of the 6 months, so yeah, it was frustrating, but hopefully it's healed now, and hopefully that's the last of my injuries and I can pick up where I left off in October. It was tough because I felt I had all me learning fight at the start, and sort of had to step up and won, so I felt like I was ready for tighter level, and then the injury sort of come, so it sort of stalled me a bit. But as I say, because I was so busy, I was planning on having a few months rest anyway, but just not 6 months. I was planning on having 2 or 3, so I do feel the rest will be good, but as I say, I'm looking forward to getting back now, and hopefully that's the last of my injuries.
Does it knock your confidence at all, being out injured?
Not really. It's not nice when one minute I'm sort of, everyone's talking about me, and then people seem to forget about you a bit, and other people perform and take the limelight. But I just say, it doesn't knock your confidence, because as soon as I've started sparring, it took me a few to get back into it, but I feel I'm a better fighter now than I was 6 months ago. So as long as I keep improving and keep working hard, then I'm always confident in my own ability.
So the injury and coming back from it, you feel like you've learned from that and you kind of matured from that as well?
Yeah, I think I had a rest for a couple of months, and then I've done a lot of strength stuff and swimming work, and a lot of technique stuff with Joe where I wasn't able to punch properly, so we were working on the technical side of it, and I do feel I've improved in the last 6 months, and hopefully people will see that in my next few fights.
As you mentioned, people were, everyone was talking about you knocking everyone over. How do you deal with that, as a young fighter? How do you deal with that hype that's surrounding you?
Just try and not read too much into it, and I feel I've got 3 brothers who are all experienced pros, and I'm in a good gym full of good fighters, and you sort of learn from them, not to believe it. You seen last week Frank Buglioni was a 12-0 in my weight division, and getting talked about as a future fight with me, and he lost last weekend, and that was a shock to a lot of people. So it shows you've still got to keep putting the work in and keep improving, otherwise you never know when your first loss is going to be and who it's going to be again. So you've got to be on your game at all time, and you're only as good as your last fight, and if I don't perform in my next fight, the same people who are praising me will be the first ones to say, what's the fuss, and it's not as good as everyone says and stuff. So it's nice to get talked about, but as long as I don't believe it, then it can't go wrong.
Do you sometimes feel that young fighters who are just winning, they come out every month, winning, knocking people out, do you think sometimes they can take it for granted just how close, like you say, it can be, like Frank Buglioni, to a defeat, one on your record, and then you kind of have to rebuild them? Yeah,
definitely. A lot of people come back better fighters for that reason. They think it's all easy and casual, and they maybe start cutting corners, thinking they only have to turn up and talent and get them through. But you never know what's going to happen, and a loss, you never know. Frank Buglioni might learn from that and come back a better fighter, but we'll have to wait and see. But as I say, you've got to be prepared at all times, and I put the work in the gym with Joe every week, and hopefully that won't happen to me.
Sure, you want to go out there and make a statement in your comeback, but Joe said that maybe you could do with all 6 rounds. How do you kind of feel about it?
Again, I think in my last few fights I don't really go out looking for the knockout. I'm more of I'm a better back foot boxer than I am a fighter, but I think this time more than most, with being out for 6 months, the more rounds I can get in, the better really. I've got a tough fight against Tobias Webb in May, so if there is any ring rust, then hopefully I can get rid of it on Saturday.
And that's the one in Cardiff?
Yeah, Cardiff.
So you're out now, and then the other one in a month's time, so you're really kind of motoring again, getting that momentum back? Yeah,
that's what we wanted. We wanted to, as soon as I'm back, hopefully my hand's fine now, so just get back to where I was last year. I want to be active and keep winning, and as long if I come through the Webb fight and it's not a tough fight, then get out again as soon as I can. Really, just want to, I'm a professional boxer. I want to fight, and that's the reason I signed with Matchroom. Seeing they were keeping all their fighters active, and to be fair to me, they've done the same with me. I've boxed whenever I wanted to, and hopefully that can continue.
Of course, the British title is synonymous with the Smith brothers. You're the only one that hasn't won one yet. Have you thought about a kind of time frame for that? When would you like to be fighting for that belt?
Well, to be fair, if Paul weren't champion, then I'd like to fight for it in the summer, but obviously we'll have to wait and see what happens with Paul. But the minute he vacates, I feel I'm ready. I've looked at all the other super-middleweights coming through outside the top 4, and I feel I'm the best out of them all. So when it's vacant and if it comes up, I would like to win a Lonsdale belt. I've seen my three brothers win one and seen how much it meant to them, and I'd like to get the set and be the fourth.
Yeah, of course. Paul was right up there in the rankings, knocking on the door of a world title shot. Has he kind of told you, has he given you any indication when he might vacate? I bet you must be pestering him to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he knows himself, because I don't think he knows what's going to happen. He's ranked high to WBO, so maybe he could get mandatory or voluntary, but if it doesn't happen, then he's got a British title to defend, so I don't think he quite knows, but I just hopefully he can win it outright in the summer and then vacate, and for the end of the year I can go for it.